has been nearly a month since I've been up to the plot. So I thought, I've literally just come in the gate and I haven't looked at anything on purpose because I want us to do it together. And I'm a little concerned because we've had a lot of snow, as I've shown you in previous videos, at the garden. And I know what happened to the polytunnel down there. I had to go in and clear the snow off. I didn't get up here to do it to this one. So fingers crossed everything's okay. We'll see. So as you can see, it's a very misty day. And it was worse than this yesterday. It was very, very foggy. And it is extremely cold. The ground is solid. So let's just have a check. We'll have a look around together, will we, and see. Now, I've got to be on. The camera is struggling a little bit to focus with this cold, and I can see my own breath. So if you go fuzzy, that's why. It's an old camera. It tries its best. So as I come in, that's just the pile that I'm making. All the, you gather up all your bits. I've stuck it in here. Hopefully it can rot down a bit, but I will get to all of that eventually. Now this patch that you see all this on, I'm keeping the hoops up because this is going to be for onions, carrots, parsnips, that kind of thing, which is why I actually bought some compost to put down on it. Everybody else has or will have something else, she says extremely hopefully. And there's the poor kale plant. Did you see my short? The last time I harvested some kale. If you didn't see the short, I'm not going to tell you what happened. You'll need to go and find it, and you'll find out what happened to that kale that I harvested. Now, there's a little story here. I don't even need my wellies on today. The ground is so frozen, I'm just walking about in my normal boots. Apart from the fact he's fallen over, I have picked some of the Brussels sprouts and I took them home and they were covered in green fly. So I've no idea what it tastes like. I might take some of them because, frozen green fly might not taste so bad. But this is, I still haven't cut down that asparagus. I know it was still green, a lot of it. I might do that before I leave because that looks like that needs done. But that has all had new compost put over it and round it, so that should be good. Yes, we've obviously had a bit of wind up here too. I see a few things thrown about. This patch that we completely covered in seaweed, I say completely, there's one little strip of manure up the top there because I'd ran out. That is looking fabulous. I wish they were all looking like that, ready. And this, if you've been around for a while, you will know what I've been doing here. My strawberry patch it's always had problems with weeds, but in particular a spreading weed called spreading sorrel or sheep sorrel. And ironically now it's covered in sheep fleece. But it just strangles the plants. It strangles my fruit bushes. That's my two, that one and that one, my blueberry bushes. The one on the left, this one here, it's getting on a bit. So I'll see how it goes this year. I might need to take some cuttings. I'm sure I took cuttings before, but I don't think they worked. Muttering to myself, I'll have a look at that this year. Somebody remind me when they're fruiting. And that is my red currant bush, which produces an enormous amount of fruit. So I have no problems with that one at all. The one beside it to the left is a little gooseberry bush that I only put in last year, I think. Not a huge fan of gooseberries, to be honest, but the more fruit I have, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Now, we just started working on this area too, because I thought, finish here, the strawberries, and kind of work my way round. I had started actually on here. I've done a little bit with the sheep fleece, and you can see, I'll come down. I should say I've got cardboard underneath all the fleece, but you see that? That's the spreading sorrel that I'm trying to get rid of. And I even put some under the apple tree. Now the observant among you will realise something is missing here. I had put in 2 lavender plants and they were huge. And as lovely as that is, I have a lavender plant here, which is fairly big anyway. Even though it's been cut back, it's still fairly big. But I see they're not taken out completely. They've been severely hacked back. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if anything comes back. I'm not that bothered if they do or if they don't. It was just making access here too difficult. This is my comfrey patch in here, you see, and this area again gets very weedy with like a farm grass, just this horrible grass that we get, because this was all farmland originally, so we are fighting that as well. But I want to put some around my apple tree. I had a chive plant. I'm trying to cover my fingers. I'm absolutely freezing. I've only been here a couple of minutes. I tried to cover around there. I do have chives. I'm not bothered if they come up because I've got some at home. So if that sounds wasteful, I apologise. I'm just being practical. And at the side, it's just one of those disaster storage areas. So we'll skip over that. Now, the polytunnel. The wind, when we get strong winds, I notice, even though I put a slab, get round past this chair, I put a slab on here, but I do notice the wind opens the door. So let's have a look inside. Brace yourself. Oh, I had brassicas here, which have all become sticks, so I don't care. I did put garlic in here though. This was all garlic and there's no sign of anything yet. But what the job for this year though, hang on, come round here. The job for this year though is to get, you know, those pool noodles, because it's such a bad design. Look at that. This cover isn't even that old. Was it last year? Was it this year? I forget. We're on a new year, Sharon. Was it last year I put that on, I think? And oh yeah. Look at that. Holes appearing on all the bars there. So yes, pool noodles and tape and a bit of magic when it's dry. I'm not going to worry about that just now. There's nothing I can do about it just now. This is my kind of herb and put things in if I don't know where else to put them. It's looking okay. It's messy, but that's fine. That's fine. When I get up at some point. Oh, my garlic. Let me move this. I've still got cardboard here for the next batch. I'm going to move this as well. Look at this. Oh, everything's stuck to it. Never mind. That shows you how cold it is though. My garlic, some of it is starting to show, which is why I find the stuff in the polytunnel a bit strange. There's nothing showing. Don't worry about the bags and things. That's just where I've been working. That patch has still got a bit to be cleared. And this area is for beans this year. And it was heavily manured for the previous crop, which was potatoes. I didn't get that much potato. They were okay. So I'm wondering, can I get away if I just hoe it and weed it? Do I need to feed it again? Beans, possibly. Oh, what is that noise? I'm not sure. I was thinking about seaweeding this patch as well. That's an option. I think I will. Because I really want it to be, I want it to be the same as this one. Say, okay, seaweed for that one. This one will be for potatoes, and I don't have manure for this patch once it finally gets cleared. And as you can see, let you see this. I'm trying to get the stick off the ground to show you. Even that's frozen. But look. Oh, crikey. Try to see if I can see how deep the ice, how thick the ice is. No. Okay, so that tells you why I'm not gardening at the moment. It's freezing. Having said that, a little bit of chard is doing okay. Now, the one thing you'll notice with the patches that have a lot of empty soil, cleared soil, there is something that moves in. Chickweed. And don't worry about it, it's fairly easy to clear. That's not a drastic weed. So when I see like there's lots of chickweed, I don't panic. It's fine. In fact, some herbalists love that plant, so apparently it's good for skin complaints, I think. I can't quite remember, I think that's what it is. So I'm not going to worry, even though it looks a bit messy. It's not the end of the world. I was actually expecting a bit worse than this, to be honest with you. It's frozen, but it's not a disaster. Now, that's the compost bin, still looking quite high, that one there, in the middle there. My Daleks are probably housing many, many other things at this point, so I'm not even going to look. But the black bags in front are not rubbish. That's all the other sheep fleece I have. I still have a lot of sheep fleece to use. I was very, very fortunate to get a fair amount of it, I have to say. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. And in case you're wondering, these are my compost buckets from the kitchen. I bought another bucket because I wasn't getting up and it was just increasing and increasing. I thought, I need to get somewhere else to put it. And if you have a bucket at home, and you will find that compost gets a bit stinky, which is why I use these. Shower caps, they're great. They keep smelling, not an issue anymore. I'm just going to empty these. Right, so that's them done, but I used some of the water from that big black bucket I showed you with the ice. Wait, you see this? I'll take you over here. I just tipped it out. Look how much ice there was. That's ridiculous. Oh, yes, it is cold. Don't let that sun deceive you. It is really, really cold. Well, that's it really, isn't it? The ground is just frozen solid. There's no manure here, so I can't even spread that. And I don't want to be putting wood chip on my path, which is still frozen. I haven't had a chance to weed some of it. I've got a plan for that, by the way, hopefully. But I thought it's worth coming up, having a check. It's not as bad as I thought. Yes, it's messy. Mess can be tidied. The polytunnel, I'm a little disappointed. I did expect worse, I'll be honest. I was expecting a great big hole in the thing, so at least the seams just... Could somebody design one a little better, please? Would that be possible? Because we keep replacing these covers and that keeps happening and it's frustrating. And before you say get a greenhouse, I can't afford a greenhouse and I have no idea how you build the base for the greenhouse, and I'll be doing it pretty much on my own. So it's a lot of money to muck it up. Do you know what I mean? If you want to come up and build me a greenhouse, by all means, I would say yes to that. Fairly certain nobody's going to offer, so that's okay. So with all of that being said, and we've done the tour, thank you very much for your company if you have stayed this far. Is that the right way to say that? If you have stayed this far, if you've watched this far, if you're still here, thank you for your company. I do appreciate it. And yeah, that just leaves me to say, until the next time, you take care of your wee self. And I'm going to stop because that sun is blinding me. Can't see a thing now, all I can see is dots in my eyes.